Sheesh! And welcome back to this week's episode of Psych, You Thought, where we discuss different aspects of psychology. Today we're going to be discussing a personality test that we took along with some short questions. Here we have my colleagues. You guys can introduce yourselves.
Hello everyone, my name is Marcela Lozano and I am a sex therapist. I have been working for 15 years.
Hi, I'm May and I'm a marriage consultant. It's pretty self-explanatory,
Hi, I'm Tara and I am a college student majoring in psychology.
Hi, my name is Cecily and I'm a human resources manager.
And I'm Maya. I'm going to be your host this evening. You can find me at Kickdown Fence after 12 on Saturdays. So earlier in the week, I sent you all an email that had a certain link for a personality test. It was from, what was the website's name? 123test.com. So right now, guys, we're going to go over the results and see whether we agree with them or not. So, Marcela, do you mind specifying and describing the quiz for us?
Alright, the Big 5 personality test offers a concise measure of the 5 major factors of personality, as well as the 6 facets that define each factor. Factor scores give a broad global description of an individual. Facet scores describe, in more detail, the specific traits of personality that make up the broad global description.
Alright, so after the 120 questions that this thing had, for me, my first score, the first category here, we have openness to experience. I got a pretty high score of 82.
I got an 89.
I got 53.
I got 15.
I got 17.
Okay, so for this one, if you have a low score, you are described as traditionalist, down to earth, practical, conservative, prefer traditional outlooks and technical problem solving. For high scores, you have imagination, you're open-minded, you're experimental, prefer creative, conceptual problem solving.
Alright, that was pretty interesting. I guess I kind of expected that from my score. I think I agree with mine. What about you guys? Do you agree with yours?
Same, because my one's right down in the middle, so I think I have elements from both sides of high and low.
I agreed with my score.
I disagree with mine because I don't feel that I am a traditionalist or a conservative.
I agree with mine. I think the statements describe me pretty well.
So the next one is work ethic. For me, I got a 25.
I got a 3.
I have 11.
I got a 38.
I got a 65.
So low scores in work ethic are spontaneous, disorganized, prefer flexible plans, and dislike precise details. High scores are disciplined, efficient, well-organized, like precise detail, and they have a strong sense of duty. Very high scores could be described as workaholics.
Wow. Well, that would explain why my score is very low.
Same.
Yeah. I don't think I have any work ethic.
I work in spontaneous bursts of energy, so...
Yeah, I have no organization skills
I
whatsoever.
thought you were going to say motivation and be like, same.
Cecilyn, I noticed your score was a lot higher than ours, so you have anything you want to add?
My score is somewhere in the middle, but I think I don't agree with it because I am more on the low side of it. I don't really discipline myself when it comes to work. I just do it when I feel like.
So the next one is extroversion. For me, I got a 8.
I got a 2.
I got 12.
I got 9.
I also got a 9.
Okay, so low scores in extroversion are reserved, formal, serious, quiet, prefer working alone, and avoid direct leadership roles. High scores are outgoing, friendly, assertive, like working with others, enjoy direct leadership roles.
So we all like working individually.
See, I don't know how my score ended up like that because I would consider myself to be pretty outgoing. I mean, I do have like aspects of myself that I would say kind of awkward, but when it comes to dealing with people, I actually do like working with people, so I have to disagree with my score there.
I definitely agree with mine. I'm very reserved, formal, and I've been described as serious since I was like 7. So I think I fit well into the category.
Anybody else have anything to say?
So we all don't like each other secretly. Is that what?
Seems like it.
Seems like
Anybody
it.
wants to fess up?
Cecilyn?
Crickets.
Leave Cess alone. Okay.
So the next topic is agreeableness. For my one, I got 64. My bad, 64.
I got a 17.
I got 14.
I got 40.
I got 43.
Okay, so low scores are hard-headed, skeptical, competitive, proud, and prefer competition over cooperation. High scores are compassionate, eager to please, good-natured, and prefer cooperation over competition and conflict.
Wow. Well, my one was pretty perfect. That's like right in the middle. Yeah.
I guess I'm pretty hard-headed and I could be skeptical. When it came to the whole liking competition over cooperation, I was kind of like, is it really like that? And then I look back at past experiences and things like that where I would say I normally don't get my head into the game or whatever it is, but later on I warm up to it, so I think I do have to agree with it. It was pretty precise.
I was in the middle, so
And so the last one we have here, natural reaction. I got a 68.
I got a 38, which is described as being in the middle for some reason.
I got a 94.
Wow.
I got an 87.
I got an 82.
Okay, so low scores are not easily upset in stressful situations, relaxed, resilient, and calm. High scores are experiencing negative emotional reactions and feelings of anxiety. They're prone to worry and easily upset.
So
My
that's where my crippling anxiety comes from.
Jeez. Oh god.
Everybody's score is actually pretty high.
Except
We
mine.
very much agree that we're high scorers, and that's it on that.
Yeah, I got a 38, which is right in the middle, and I think that's a good. It says it's right in the middle, even though it's less than 50. But I guess I would agree with it because I'm more on the chill side and relaxed side of things rather than being anxious all the time. And also when like anxiety-inducing like situations occur, I would take the lead, and like my friends would kind of rely on me. So yeah.
Must be nice. Bruh.
So that was interesting to read through. I think that was first of all, that was a long quiz, but it was pretty interesting to do and see the results of it. Even though I didn't agree that they were completely accurate. What do you guys thought about
They were pretty spot on, actually.
for you?
Yeah.
Anybody else?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I agree with some of them, but I don't.
Okay then. On to the next part. All right then. So now we're gonna answer some questions. The big Q&A time. I know you all have been excited for that part.
Okay. So the first question, what does friendship mean to you? What are some characteristics traits you look for in a friend?
I mean, friendship to me means that you can count on your friends, like, on any account, really, like, for any situation. You can just call them and they'll be there for you if you need them. And as far as traits go, well, you guys are my friends, right?
So just maybe.
I don't know, I don't really have, like, a strict criteria. It's just if you vibe with them, really.
Yeah.
Cecilyn?
Friendship is very important to me too. I think friends are good to have because through friends we can find happiness, we can learn new things from each other, and we can also gain new experiences with our friends. Um, and I agree with you, what you said about if you it's if you vibe with the person. But aside from that, some characteristics I look for in a friend would probably be loyalty, if they're trustworthy and if they're supportive as well.
Yeah.
That's very well said.
Loyalty is very important. So, the second question, in what ways are you similar like your mother and father? And also, in what ways do you differ?
Well, for me, I know when it comes to my parents, I don't really like it about myself how much I'm like them, I'd say. There's not much differences between me and them. Like, my mom is very soft-hearted when she's ready, and I feel like I kind of got that from her. But I also feel like I got, like, my bruteness from my dad, and that's the kind of part of myself I don't really like so much. I'm different from him though in a sense is like I'm real with my kindness because he's also like if you met him on the street you'd be like oh he's a pretty nice guy right but
Yeah.
like I'm gonna be honest he straight up pretends
Oh, okay.
right
Yeah.
I try to be genuine with my kindness when
Mhm.
it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I can say the same things kind of because when it comes to your bruteness and stuff like that, I'm very similar to my mother. I'm usually a very calm person but when I get angry and things like that, I become
Yeah.
like them, and I don't really like that. And when it comes to differing from them, it's the same thing. Like I think we're more open about who we
Oh,
are and like more real
yeah.
with others and honest, rather like as opposed to our parents.
Cecilyn, you wanna add?
I think I'm much more similar to my mom rather than my dad because like my mom, she's very quiet and so am I. I prefer being around family, and we also love to travel. Um, but with my dad, I am similar to him in the respect that we get along with almost anyone we come in contact with, but that's the only thing we have in common with each other.
Okay.
Nice.
For the third question, do you feel like like you found your purpose in life? If yes, what is it? And if no, why not?
No.
We can relate.
Agreed.
Agreed.
I mean, I just think I'm too young, like at this stage in my life, to really find what I want to do for the rest of my life. I feel
Yeah.
like because I'm already so indecisive, and I have like commitment issues, but we're not gonna talk about that. But it's just hard, like as in terms of career and what you want to do with your life to determine at such a young age. I feel like personally, so yeah.
Yeah, I haven't found my purpose in life simply because I think I'm not looking for my purpose in life because people often go and like look for their purpose. I just don't feel the need or the pressure to actually know what my purpose in life is. I'm just
Existing.
existing, living.
You know, I think I've met a lot of people who panic because they haven't found a purpose in
yeah.
life.
Yeah.
But
But
it's
I-
really
I-
like sometimes you can just vibe. It just
I agree with
exists.
May. Like we're so young. I don't think we need to immediately know what's our purpose in life.
Yeah, agreed.
Question number 4. What is your biggest goal in life? Why is it important to you to achieve it?
Oh, well, for me, my biggest goal is I really, really want to create a school in this country. And not just like any school, I really want to make an art school.
Wow.
Because, you know something I've noticed, because I'm an artist, right? Something I've noticed is that art isn't appreciated in this country as much as it should be. And it's really depressing because there's a lot of really amazing artists I've met and I've seen their work. And I look at it, right? And it's like, if that made it anywhere else in the world, they would have gotten so much money for that. Or they would have gotten so much recognition for that. And it's just sad to see that other people look at them, other people are here and see their work and they don't appreciate it as much. And even younger people who want to get into art are hesitant because they think, well, well, it doesn't make any sense because I can't make any money. I'm not gonna get any recognition. So
Not you shading Johnny Briseño.
no.
But
This
are
question
your
was
like your art
perfect.
school? You're planning on what level?
Well,
education?
I want to make it like a college, like St. John's Junior College. I want
So
to make it
people can
something
take
like
it
that.
seriously.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
So
you
like
want something like an option for students who don't want to attend
Like
Yeah.
traditional
untraditional.
schooling?
yeah. So it's
Mhm.
like it's not even gonna have like how you say you go to SJC, right, or any other school and you want to major in this specific thing, they'd still have you to like take other classes like I guess math or English. The school would be like just art.
Or what
You're
if
go-
you
you're
want to
actually gonna-
pursue it afterwards
Yeah.
and take it more seriously?
because
learn.
what people don't understand too is there's a lot of aspects of art that you actually learn, like there are fundamentals and stuff that you have to understand so you can be a certain artist. So that's what the school would like specify with, like if you want to be a landscape artist, portrait artist, you can come and
And it's
learn
different.
those things.
It's different types of art. Like
Yeah.
it's not only paintings. It's,
Yeah. There's this, the stereotype, the broke artist, right? A lot of people think, oh, if you become an artist, you can be broke. But I think in this country, if we really like get a school, like actual school, I feel like the industry here would actually just flourish for real. Like people would actually be making money from the art because it's all about connections too, and that's something that the school would help you with, like connections, how to get your art out there so you can make money.
I think it's also a good idea for those who want to actually take art seriously.
Yes.
So they don't have to like
They don't feel hopeless.
Yeah.
or thinking that there's nothing in my country for me. I have to
Yeah,
go
that's
somewhere else because I don't have an art school here.
Yeah, that's like one of the main reasons
Or-
too. There's no reason that you have to leave
Or
to-
force them to
get your
jump into
dreams.
traditional schooling even though that's something that they don't want.
For
Yeah.
the sixth question, we're talking about histrionic personality disorder. It has been defined as excessive attention-seeking behavior and emotionality. These individuals tend to feel unappreciated if they are not the center of attention. Their lively, dramatic, and excessively extroverted styles often ensure that they can charm others into attending to them. Now for the DSM-5 criteria, which actually stands for Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, the 5th edition. And the traits for that are discomfort in situations in which you're not the center of attention, interaction with others that's often characterized by inappropriate, sexually seductive, or provocative behavior, rapidly shifting and shallow expression of emotion, consistently uses physical appearance to draw attention to self, style of speech that is excessively impressionistic and lacking in detail, shows self-dramatization, theatricality, and exaggerated expression of emotion, is easily influenced by others or by circumstances, considers relationships to be more intimate than they actually are. So after hearing the list, do you know anyone who excessively craves attention? Thoughts on them? Do you think he or she has all the symptoms required to be diagnosed with this disorder? So personally, I do know 2 people who excessively crave attention, and honestly, it makes me feel very uncomfortable because I myself am a quiet person and very reserved, and I usually like to keep to myself and not be very loud or crave excessive attention. So whenever I'm paired up with somebody like that, or I'm in conversation with them, they have a lot of expression, and they're very loud, and they like to think, like how the criteria said, that they're in more intimate relationships than they actually are. And I really don't like that. So personally, I wouldn't want to be friends with somebody like that.
To add to what you were saying, I think I know also a person, and it's probably one of the same persons, and I have a lot of memories of seeing you two interact and just like being at the side like, wow, Marcella looks very uncomfortable.
yeah, it really is. And if they have all the symptoms required to be diagnosed with this disorder, in order to be diagnosed with it, you have to have at least 5 of the traits or more. And honestly, I can see like 6 of those traits in that one person.
God.
And that's like
That's
a lot.
that's a high probability
That's
of
high
them having.
probability.
That's a high probability. So I can't diagnose anyone with that because that's not my field of specialty.
Of course, but if it was,
But if it was,
If it was.
like, it's not to be mean, but it's actually true, and it's actually what I think. They show very prominent signs of it. They're very uncomfortable when nobody's paying attention to them. They're always
I think it's
doing something.
hard to be friends with someone like that as well because you constantly have to focus on that one
and
person.
reassure them that like
Yeah.
everything they say is
And I feel like
interesting.
friendship is supposed to be more of a two-way street where
Yeah.
you know you
It's like
you
with
help
a-
each other. You can't
Yeah.
just help one person and leave the other one to fend for themselves.
It's like with that person you can't really like it's never really focused on you. Like all your problems aren't really your problems. Like they have to make like some relation that makes everything about them again.
Yeah, and they have friends. So you know that there's some people who know how to not handle, but let's say
Interact.
they interact with that person, and that's awesome. But that person was these two people. They were kind of hurt when I withdrew from them because I just wasn't into the friendship, and they were really hurt about it. But I remember telling them that there's someone there there are people definitely who will be able to understand you and keep up with your
Need.
extroversion and your needs. Yeah, exactly. Now for the last question. Do you think elderly people in general are wiser than younger ones? Do you expect or want elderly people to share their wisdom with you? What does your answer tell you about the value your society places on wisdom?
I wouldn't exactly say older people are wiser than younger ones, but they do have more experience. So maybe sharing that experience, I think that would be best. But I wouldn't necessarily call them wiser than younger ones.
But it really, what is wisdom?
You know how I would describe wisdom? I always thought about this because for me, my home environment and my environment in general, when I deal with older people, it's like a lot of them think that they know more than they actually do. And a lot of them think like, oh, I've lived this long. I've been through this much. I know this much. I'm wise now. And I've met a woman who I would genuinely consider wise. And I've met another man who I would consider wise.
But then
And-
times like evolve, you know, like it's not always going to be the same way.
The thing what I noticed is the people who differ from wisdom and just living a long time are the people who actually experience things, make those things pass, and then learn something. Like they learn something new from those things even the years later. Because I've met some people that they're like they've lived many lifetimes. I know this man, he's been through a whole lot of stuff. He's had so much different experiences with so much different people, and he had a very interesting life. But I wouldn't call him wise. I don't think he's wise. I think he's
Experience.
There's a difference
He's just
between wisdom and
experienced.
experience.
Yeah.
So like wisdom would be, let's say
Being able to learn from
experience,
something.
experience
experience,
plus
knowledge,
Yeah.
and good judgment. Then
You're
yeah.
able to learn from your
Mhm.
experiences.
yeah, and like people may have lived long, experienced a lot, but doesn't mean that they necessarily have,
Have
good
wisdom.
judgment or
Yeah.
wisdom. Yeah, that's definitely true because, like May mentioned, times change too. Like you see some people, some older people, they try to give you advice that doesn't really apply
To you
anymore.
it's
But
like
what
It's
society
applied
is.
to you.
Uh-huh.
And it doesn't apply to what society is now. Like, and it's pretty cute when you're talking to one of them and they give you stories of their lives and different experiences and they try to help you. I think that's nice. Giving advice is good when it's asked for. Sometimes they give it unasked.
Or when
And
they
sometimes-
force it upon
Or
you,
they
like,
feel like
you
force
have to
it.
take on my
Experience
beliefs.
something
Mhm.
similar. But
A
it's
lot of
their
them
time to
a lot
push
of them
and-
can't cope with the fact that times change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something I've noticed with my mother. Whenever I talk to her
Yeah.
about certain stuff, she's like say a stupid example, right? Right? Let's say for whatever reason I say, okay, short pants is better than long pants, right?
Mhm.
But back in her days, long pants was better than short pants. She would have a whole argument with me. It was like, no, long pants is better because it was better back then, and you guys just can't come and change it. And it's like, yeah, we can, we did. You know? We did. It already happened.
Yeah. Yeah, totally get
Well, then
that.
would you consider that passing down wisdom or experience?
I would call that being annoying, but
Oh
I would
Being
yeah I
annoying?
would but yeah passing down experience. You're not really passing down anything. You're not really teaching me anything from that. You know, you're not teaching me anything. You're just telling me something.
But
I feel like
compared to
wisdom.
your experience, not
Yeah.
their experience, but then this is what they believe.
I feel like that's another difference between wisdom and experience. It's like if you pass it down, you're not just telling somebody what to do. You're teaching them a lesson that applies whether or
This
not
is
they were
what
in
I
that
did,
society
don't do
or
this
here.
again or think
Yeah.
about it.
Or it's like-
But you've learned from your experience so they can make their own decisions based on
Yeah,
that.
yeah. It's like finally getting that understanding that you're a person and other people are their own people, and that's
person.
fine. You know.
Yeah, like when if you're teaching your parents, like that same example that you gave, Maya, if you can sometimes make your parents see something differently. Maybe not parents, but then let's say other older people, and they realize, oh, I never thought of it that way, and in that sense, they think that you have wisdom too. So I think it's all about perspective too, like
Yeah.
who you.
Yeah. I
Everybody
agree.
will have like some different view on who is wise to them, and it's just about evolving and.
And being
you know.
able to accept that it's not going to stay the same. It's going to
Yeah.
change.
That's so interesting. All right. Well, that is gonna be the end. Then we're gonna be concluding this episode of Psych You Thought. I'd like to thank everyone for coming to listen to this. I'd like to thank all of you guys for being here with me again on this Monday afternoon.
You're welcome.
It's amazing, guys. As you know, we come and we meet and have a discussion about certain things every Monday from we normally post around 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. because, you know, I have to be in front of Kicked on Fence at 12. So, yeah, tune in next week where we are going to be discussing how STIs ruin your marriage. Ruin it psychologically. Yes. So, yeah, see you next week.
Sheesh!